Good afternoon. My name's Paul O'Mara. I'm Detective Superintendent in charge of ACT Criminal Investigations. About 12:50 p.m. today, police and emergency services were called to the National Zoo and Aquarium after receiving calls in relation to a disturbance at that location. Upon arrival, police were directed to the commercial kitchen area within the zoo, where they located a deceased 29-year-old woman who had suffered stab wounds. The 29-year-old Oaks Estate man was taken into custody shortly thereafter. He had apparently suffered some self-inflicted injuries, and he was transported to the Canberra Hospital, where he remains under police guard, and he'll be treated for his injuries. It's important to state that at this stage there's no ongoing threat to the ACT community, and the incident appears to be contained to that location of the incident itself. No charges have been laid at this time. A homicide investigation has commenced, and further inquiries will include an examination of the scene forensically, talking to witnesses, and ultimately a post-mortem examination that will confirm the cause of death of this woman. At this point in time, our thoughts are with the family and friends of the victim and the fellow workers at the National Zoo and Aquarium. Anyone who has information in relation to the incident or the background to the incident can please call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Happy to take some questions.
Were the man and woman known to each other, and did they both work at the zoo?
The deceased and the suspect were known to each other in that they were co-workers at the zoo. It's unknown at this point in time if they had any further relationship outside of that work arrangement.
What was the nature of the disturbance?
Witnesses have described loud screams from around the commercial kitchen area, and they respond to that.
Can you confirm, was the body found in the lodge, the wildlife lodge at the zoo?
The deceased was located in situ at a storeroom at the back of the commercial kitchen within the zoo.
Were there witnesses to the disturbance as well then?
At this point in time, we don't believe there are any direct witnesses to the disturbance. However, there were people in the area at the time, and those witnesses have spoken to police.
And just to clarify, you said that they were co-workers, but you're unsure whether they were in a relationship with each other?
Yeah, at this stage, investigations are ongoing. We know that they were co-workers at the National Zoo and Aquarium. We're uncertain at this time whether there's any further relationship between those two co-workers.
Do we know the age of the woman at this stage?
The deceased woman is a 29-year-old woman.
What was the weapon used?
The weapon, it's apparent at this stage that the deceased died as a result of stab wounds. A post-mortem examination will be conducted in coming days, but at this stage it looks like she's been stabbed to death with a knife.
Did you find this knife?
The knife was located at the scene.
What were the injuries that the man had suffered?
At this point in time, I won't disclose the exact injuries, but it appears that they were self-inflicted and significant enough that he was transported to the Canberra Hospital.
And believed to be with the same knife?
Unknown at this stage.
What is the man's condition currently?
The suspect is at the Canberra Hospital, is in a stable condition, but he's been treated for his injuries.
Was the suspect known to police?
The investigation is a very early stage at this point in time. We're conducting inquiries in relation to the background of both the suspect and the deceased. Those aspects in terms of the background and the antecedents of each will become known to us in due course.
The deceased woman, is she from Canberra?
It's believed that both the deceased woman and the suspect are both from Canberra.
Have police spoken to the deceased's family at this stage?
The investigating police have spoken to the family of the deceased, and our thoughts are with them at this very difficult time for them.
How are they doing at the moment after hearing such horrible news?
I'm not sure at the moment.
When did police hope to lay charges?
Well, the investigation is ongoing. As I say, we're still talking to witnesses at the scene, examining the scene with forensic police. There'll be a post-mortem examination. We need to wait and see what happens with the suspect who's at the hospital. And once we put all that together, we'll determine whether we have enough evidence to charge at this point in time.
And how long is the zoo expected to be closed for?
Police will continue to conduct forensic examination of the scene, and the zoo will be closed for some time. The National Zoo and Aquarium are cooperating with the police investigation, It's unknown at this point in time how long the zoo will actually be closed.